Hello, I'm Michael Little Crow, and I will be your instructor for Math 117 College Algebra this summer, Session A. So, starting Monday, May 20th, we will be working together 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, from 8:40 to 8:35 until 9:55. We have a lot to do in those 6 weeks, but working together, we can harness our power to make it happen, to make the learning deep, to stick with you and carry into your next math class that you're going to take so that you're going to do it well. So I want to just get you started this weekend if at all possible. So I'm going to go quickly over the syllabus on just the important things to get us started. Monday morning, when we meet together, we'll be able to go over any questions you have. And if you follow through with the one assignment I'm going to ask you to do, we will be up and ready to run Monday morning. I will actually be in the classroom starting at 7:30 Monday morning because I'm going to keep my office hours an hour before. So you're welcome to come in early, as early as 7:30. I will be there. We can interact. So let's get started. The first step you're going to need to do is to get into the Canvas course. So you go into my ASU, you click on the Math 117 for summer that you've registered for. It will take you into the Canvas course. And this is pretty much what you should see when you first come in. I'm in student mode, so everything that's showing here now should be what you see as well. One of the first things I'm going to do with you is go over the syllabus briefly so that when I show you what I want you to do with the course, you kind of have an understanding of the effect that this first activity I'm going to have you do before Monday will have on you. Okay, so let's click on this link here, which opens up the syllabus. I'm going to ask you to click on this download syllabus link, which then, at least on my computer, asks me to go ahead and save it somewhere. I'm going to save it on the desktop. And I encourage you to do that as well so that you have it to refer back to during your studies. So we've got it open now, and you'll see some of the things that are important. How to get a hold of me. My contact information's here. The class information is over on this side. There's a description, course objectives, textbook. There's really no textbook needed. You can get a printed one if you want, but it's not required. Everything is contained in the online course materials called Aleks, and I'll introduce those to you shortly. But one thing that's really important here is this is a calculator. And I've had students who kind of go through and they don't have their own calculator, and it can cause problems because if you learn how to use your own graphing calculator, you will have a consistent way to solve the problems, whether they're working through the homework or whether you're taking one of the exams. You'll be able to do it in the same way. During the exams, there is oftentimes an online calculator available, but sometimes some features of it is not available and so forth. So please, it's very important to get your own calculator. The one I'm going to suggest is this first one, such as the TI 8384. And the reason we sort of lean towards those is there's a lot of information available to learning how to use it. Any graphing calculator will do, but the TI 83 or 84 will be the easiest because there's going to be some resources available that show you how to use it for this particular course. Now let me switch back here. I've got I know what I want to do. I'm going to come to this. So I've just got a couple websites that I pulled up. Amazon.com. If you have a Prime account with them, they have a nice system with the student Prime. Clear off the window here too. So I'm getting a little, I use this system from my home office, and so hopefully down the road you'll see some updated videos and such. Let's see how this works. I'll actually be able to work through some problems if you send me questions. Sometimes I find that's easier to do than trying to just write a response to you in an email. So we'll make this happen. But here's one for $109.96. It's $132. So the difference basically between these, there's one that's kind of slimmer, and this newer one here, they're a little more expensive. They've got rechargeable batteries, a slightly faster processor, but you probably won't notice much difference of that. They do have a color screen, which actually turns out to be very helpful, especially when we're using some graphing techniques to solve an equation. We look for the intersection of two graphs, and so if you have two different colors, it's sometimes easier to see that. So it may be worth it. I just want you to remember you're spending a good deal of money on your tuition for this course. There is no textbook required. It's included with the system that we're using. So, $109, $132, it's a good investment that will get you through this course. It will save your time, and it will save your monetary investment as well. But there's even others available. I just kind of scroll down here. There's a nice purple one, $159, $132. You can also find them locally. I hadn't seen this one before, a rose gold colored one for $149, not bad. Do not get one like this. This is not an 84. It's not a graphing calculator. I'm not sure why it even showed up here, but I was just going to show you. Here's one for $95. This is a TI-83 Plus. It's an older version. Even though this one's still in its packaging, it's new, but it will work just as fine. And the instructions for using the TI calculators will be the same for the 83 as they are for the 84. The buttons are all in the same place, most of the same features. If you're going to go with 95, though, I would highly recommend going with the 84 because it's got some current upgradable stuff. Even an older 84 is actually better than a new 83. So, but whatever you need to do. I've also looked at, let's see here, that's that one, there's that one, eBay. Now these are, again, used. Hopefully they're working. This is one of the things, but here's some $40 ones, $59.99 or $95. I got bifocal, so my vision's not always good on these screens. 84. So you can scroll through here. I'm not trying to get you to go to any particular site, but I'm just showing you for as low as $40, you could have a tool that's going to really empower you to do well in not only this course, but in the courses that will come after it. So please get a graphing calculator. And you can get them locally too, and sometimes like Staples or Office Max, Walmart, they have some pretty good deals on them from time to time. So that's the calculator. I'm going to give you an overview of the course itself so you kind of understand the structure, which will help you with this first assignment I'm going to ask you to do before Monday morning, if at all possible. So there's some explanations here. I'll let you read through there. Here's how the grading breaks down. There will be some problem-solving sets. I'm working on designing them to be very helpful in moving you forward. I don't want you to think about them or worry about them. They will be an integral part of the course that will help you keep moving forward. Things, class participation, 5%. You get that by showing up for class. There are ways to earn that. If you happen to miss class, we'll talk about that, but I really need you in class. You just have to be there. This is only 6 weeks. We've got little time. When we're in class together, we're going to make twice the progress in an hour than we would working on your own. You'll see it, okay? It'll be worth your time. Come to each day of class. Again, we'll work out for those times when things happen, but we can still get you that 5%. But that 5%, you need to be there, okay? You're going to complete a pie. We'll talk about that. There's 370 what we call topics. A topic is like a question, except to get a topic learned, a type of question, you have to get pretty much 3 questions in a row right. So each topic, if there's 370, multiply by 3, that's how many questions you're going to need to answer if you got them all right at the start. But so we'll work with it. There's a lot for us to do. Each week you're going to have some topic goals, so that we're going to ask you to complete so many topics each week, and we've got a chart on it. But if you do that, you get your full points for that week. Again, they don't backfill, so you've got to really work each week to keep going. And the problem is if you don't get them done, it's not highly likely that you'll be able to finish the course. So we really want to get each week's assignments, topic goals completed. 4 tests. 1 is not proctored, the first one, and then there's test 2, 3, and the final. So that'll be 49% of your grade. Let's see if I can keep scrolling through here. So there's some information here about test 1, 2, 3, and the final. Each are 60 minutes, except for the final, it's 110 minutes. The number of questions is not a lot for each of them. 12 questions for the first 3 tests, 16 for the final, and then the percentage breakdown that the final counts the most is 20% of your grade. It really is going to include the topics from test 2 and 3 plus some more, and then test 1 is just 5%. Okay. How to succeed in this course, we'll talk about that more on Monday. Here's the grades breakdown. Again, what I really want you to focus on is getting this one assignment done this weekend before Monday morning. Okay, so I talked about topics. So each week, here it is, week 1, from basically when the course was available on Friday up until next Sunday night, you need to complete 80 topics. Okay, that will get you your full points. The following week, you have another 80 to do, and then 75, 75, 60. The last week of the course, if you're following this, you'll be done with all the topics. You'll just have that last week to study for the final. It's also a buffer week if you didn't get some of them done, but these are where the topic goes. The last week, there is no topic goals, so you'll need to come to class for sure that last week. Get ready for the final. The nice part of this course, there's a lot of nice parts of this course, but one of the nice parts is you can actually get it done sooner. If you want to get it done in 3 or 4 weeks, that can happen. And the key to making that happen will be this first assignment I'm going to ask you to do. Do it carefully, mindfully, going through and doing your best to get through. You're going to be able to jump the queue and possibly get done earlier. So again, here's another look at things. Let's see, here we are. So the second week is, by the end of the second week, you should have taken test 1 by Friday. Oh, it was May 31st. Test 1 by Friday, May 3rd. Okay, that's right. By the end of the second week. By the end of the third week, June 7th, you should have test 2 to be on track. Test 3 needs to be taken by the end of the 5th week, so that during the week 6 you can study and take the final exam. Now notice test 1 can be taken anywhere. It's not proctored, but test 2, 3, and the final all need to be taken in class because they need to be proctored. All of them use a lockdown browser, but that just blocks you from accessing the internet on that computer while you're taking the test. So 2, 3, and the final have to be taken in class. Now they can be taken during office hours, so you can come in early and we'll talk a little bit more about that. Remember, I'm going to be there 7:30 in the morning, an hour before class starts, and I'm hoping some of you or many of you will join me, and we'll just keep working, and we could get this done early. It'd be nice. I have about 35 students. If you all got done the week before, hey, I guess I could take it off too. But if there's one of you, I'm going to be there. Okay? So let's do our best to get through this together. So again, this is a nice little chart that you might want to print off. It's got the topic goals for each week. It's also got the dates, and it's got when the tests are due. Also, when you're able to withdraw from the course and those kind of things. So that's kind of a nice piece of information there. Now, this is the content of the course. These are objectives which in a standard textbook would be like a chapter. So you basically we're going to go through 18 chapters of content. And each of those chapters is made up of topics, which are we would consider questions. So the first one, we'll just take example, rules of exponents. There's 19 topics in it, so 19 types of questions you need to answer. Remember, each time to get a topic learned, you need to answer it correctly 3 times in a row. And what we're asking is that you master it at least 90%. So I think in class I'll show you how that works, how you can look that up. Some objectives we want you to master at 95%. Actually, we would like you to master them all at 100%, but these are minimum levels to keep moving forward. I've got them broken down by objectives, so after the 4th objective, you're ready. That's what test 1 is going to be about, objectives 1 through 4. And you should be kind of ready to take that by the end of the second week. Okay. If you can take it earlier, great. Again, we can move you along faster. Objectives 5 through 9 comprise the second test. And again, you should have that taken by the end of the 3rd week. Objectives 10 through 14, these topics, these, what we call them, these content areas will be made up of several topics, okay? And there's your test 3. And then there's 3 last chapters, objectives, to study for to get the rest of the final exam covered. So that's the 370 topics. We're going to be pushing to get you through those in the 6 weeks we have allocated for this course. 18 objectives, 370 topics, 4 tests. That's what I want you to focus on. There's a few other things in the course, but I will take care of those and make them an integral part that help you move forward with getting these topics done. So what am I asking you to do now? And hopefully this video is not too long. I just kind of open up and get talking. What I want you to do now, come back to this home screen. This is your assignment. I would really like you to do it before Monday. If you don't do it by Monday, then it's like you're losing maybe a day or 2, because if you could do it today or Sunday, that puts you a little bit ahead. Okay, then you can start working on things. I want you to first at least get into Canvas. I want you to click Go to Aleks. And hopefully this is going to work out the way I'm hoping it does. So it goes there. Yeah, now it is. Load Go to Aleks in a new window. So I'm going to click on that. And I believe this will take me over as a student, because I'm in student view. So I usually need one. So what I want you to do, even if you have taken Aleks before, we want to pair. This is important. We're pairing your Canvas course with Aleks so that they can communicate with each other. So we're going to say, no, I have never used Aleks before. Now, yes, I have, but in this case, we want to say no. Okay. It brings over, I'm in the test student mode, so it brings over, but you should see your names there. Your email should be populated. So you just agree to the terms and continue. Oh, yours should be populated. I'll put mine in. It's I'll put my ASU m_c at asu.edu. So if it doesn't have it, you got to put something in. But yours should have the your Azurite email.edu. in there already. Okay, we go in. Okay, we're coming into Aleks, and here it is, the count is paired. This is what we were looking for. Okay, you get a welcome to Aleks. We're going to just click continue. It does take us through a little tutorial. Take the time, select the bulb at the toggle. So I'll click on that and it tells me something. We'll click on here. The main thing is to get into the course itself. Okay, do this, and again, you're going to do the same thing, hopefully before Monday. Welcome to Aleks, and it's a very friendly system. It says some good things for you, so read through them. It'll walk you through the system. We also back in Canvas have some videos, links to these videos that will help you get through the system. But what I want you to do is do this first thing, taking the initial knowledge check. This is very important, because if you do well on this, this is going to determine how many topics you start with. I've seen students start with 300 topics. That means they've only got 70 left. I don't know what the greatest number, but 330, it's possible. You're going to get asked 30 questions in an initial knowledge check. You're going to go through carefully, answering them as best you can. The system is going to figure out what you know and what you don't know. Now here's the thing is, make sure it's you taking the knowledge check on your own. Don't get help, because what that does is then it won't show you the topics that you need to learn. And then you'll go on to a test and you think you're ready because somebody else did it for you. Or you got an answer correct, not because you knew how to do it, but something else. Okay, so we want you to be able to know. So we want it to be a fair assessment. If you have more topics to complete, that's okay. We go through the system, you'll go through those topics, you'll learn them deeply, and then you'll do really well on those tests, and you'll do well in your next class. So do as well as you can, but take the time. I know the 30 questions, you might get a little tired out. You can close it out and then come back later. There's no time limit on it. Take your time, but let it be an assessment of your true level of your knowledge. If you really don't know an answer to a question, there is a button that says, I don't know. But then what it's doing is it's marking it wrong, and it says you don't know that stuff. So it makes it hard to get an accurate measurement if you actually know something, but just are kind of getting bored and want to get through it quickly, which a lot of students can think that that's all. Let me just get through this and then I'll start with the course. Do as best as you can on these first 30 questions. So here's a little tutorial. Let's click through here. It tells you what, get to the main menu. You're going to go to these three. So I'm going to call that the drop-down menu or something like that. If you get notifications, they'll be up here. And here's the get started. So that's generally what we have. It'll say, I believe, continue with my path. Aleks will put you on a path. You come in, click on that, and you just start working. So one of the first things they do is they take us through a tutorial so we know how to use Aleks. So they'll ask you to do things like, let's type in the number 14. Oh, that's not correct. Let's cancel it. Oh, yes, it is. And so you're just going through this tutorial to learn the steps. So if we need a fraction, we click on the fraction button. It gives us this. We put a 2 in the top, click on the bottom, put in a 3. So we're just following through, learning how to use this tool. Using the keyboard, type in x plus 4, and notice we should have the parentheses around it. Okay, let's just do that. So parentheses x plus 4, and now we want to put an exponent, so there's this exponent thing. So I click on that, and let's put a 2 up there. Okay, now click in the blue circle. So there's this little blue circle here. And keyboard type plus 7. Plus 7. So that's outside. Now it wants this. Now when you do this, it won't actually give you the blue circle, but what it's trying to do is say, let's select this, and now let's put a fraction. So this is kind of helping you in how to format things. Let's put it all over 3. So that's the Aleks system for doing that. We're going to have you do some graphing with Aleks. So click on the line button. And to click a line, we need to get 2 points. So it gives us the 2 points. We click on those, and there we have a line. There's a calculator in Aleks. Again, I do highly recommend, I mean, it is required that you get a TI, well, not a TI, but get a graphing calculator. Borrow one from someone, but get your own so you know how to use it on a regular basis. Notice this one is not giving us a graphing calculator. But there are some features, that being said, that the Aleks calculators sometimes works pretty nice. So we got to take 31 plus, type in a 9, and then we're going to say equals if it gives us our answer. Okay, so that's one thing you can do. And so we got through the tutorial. There's a lot more that the calculator can do. We'll get you through. Okay, but this is the key part. I want you to start this knowledge check. It's going to give you 30 questions. Do your best on each question. If you get tired or bored, close it down. You can close down the computer. When you log back in, go to Canvas, come back here, it'll pick up right where you left off. But take your time to do your best on these 30 questions. Do not get help. That will not help you in the long run because it's going to get a topic that you don't really know. And then you're going to see that on a test and you didn't get to practice on it, and you're not going to know it on the test. And remember, those tests only have 12 questions. That will be great for those who have worked through and prepared well. You'll be able to get all 12 correct, get through the test pretty quick. But if you circumnavigate the purpose of this knowledge check, I don't know if that's the right word, but if you go around this knowledge check, it's not going to help you. Believe me. But also, if you don't take this knowledge check seriously, it's going to handicap you as well, because then you're going to get topics that you really know how to do, but you remember you're going to have to get 3 of them right during that time period. I can issue a new knowledge check if you don't feel one was valid. You want to do new ones, so that's something I can do. But take this first one as seriously as possible. If you can get this done by Monday morning, what I can do is first thing Monday morning, I can pull up a report and I can see where everybody is in this class. And I can have a good indication of what each of us needs to do. I can find those of you who maybe will be done in 2 weeks because you have fewer topics to do. I can work with those who have more topics to learn so we can set up a concerted plan to get you through. But I think I've talked long enough and hopefully given you an overview of what we're doing. I haven't told you everything about the course, but enough to get you started. Once you get started, you focus on the topics. You focus on doing well on those tests. I will be the one that will be following up with you and making sure everything else gets done. Well, you got to come to class. Remember, that's 5% of just showing up is at least 5% of your grade. Come regularly until you finish. And then once you've taken the final exam and first you complete the topics and take the final exam, then you're done. You don't have to come back. But until you do that, please come to class regularly and we will make this happen. I've got 20 years experience working with students who struggle with math. I'm a student myself who struggled with math. I'm dyslexic. So sometimes as you're going to see me, I think differently than a lot of other people. I think backwards at times. And sometimes I get things confused and I have to think through them a little bit harder. But what I found is for other students who are in a situation like me, who almost dropped out of school because you just couldn't get through the math, that was me. But once you find that way, however it is, an alternate path through this math course, the doors are going to open up. And you may be like me, able to get your bachelor's degree, able after about 13 years later to go back and do a master's degree. Maybe you would do it earlier. And then or gone for a doctorate. Whatever you want to do, I want this course to be a doorway opening to all the opportunities of the things you want to do with your life. I'm just here as a guide, hopefully a friend, someone that can help you get through these 370 topics, learn them deeply, so that your mathematical path is going to be open to doing anything you need to for your particular goals in life, which may be tied to a major, maybe not. Maybe it's not mathematics that you're wanting to get done, but whatever you are, I guarantee you, mathematics is involved in everything. Everyday life has some math. So this course is going to teach you how to problem solve and get through it. But again, I said I was going to stop talking, but that's one of the things you'll find when I get these videos, I get going. So, but remember, videos, you could just cut me off at any time and I won't know it, so it doesn't hurt my feelings. Anyway, take the knowledge check. We'll see you Monday morning. And the more of you that take this initial knowledge check, the more time we're going to get to spend going over the course itself. Otherwise, we're going to instruct you. You're going to be taking it during class time. And that's not necessarily the best use of class time, because no, I can't help you during knowledge checks. Nobody can. They shouldn't. You got to do it on your own. But I can help you with the topics. I can help you see your way through the things that maybe you're struggling with. And that's really what I'm here for. So have a good time. We'll see you Monday morning. I'm looking forward to this. Take care. Goodbye.